Hello. Mr. Monte here. Poor old Fuzzface has two problems to solve. He will tell you about the first one, and I will tell you about the second in a little while.
Hi, old Fuzzface here. Today I'm going to work on a project. Now, the project was not my idea. The project was the idea of my dear Miss Blondie. I'd like to say that I have thoroughly prepared and planned this project. I haven't. It's all going to be haphazard, the way I normally do things. But at least today it's not hot outside. It's not raining. We're okay. I'll try to do my best. But I got my work clothes on, my official Serendipity Farmhouse work hat. And today the project is to clean up this area. This beautiful handmade brick barbecue pit. Long story behind that, and later on I'll tell you all about it. But it's going to be cleaned up, put back into service. This whole area has to be trimmed. Stones have to be raked up. All the garbage has to be removed. And I'm not going to be finished until Miss Blondie says it's done right. So wish me luck. Right now I got to go out to the shed and get some tools that might work, and maybe they won't. See you later.
Fuzz's second problem was a question. How did this beautiful brick barbecue get here? In the over 200 pages of historical records Fuzzy and Miss Blondie had compiled concerning the history of Serendipity Farmhouse, only one page ever mentions the brick barbecue. In 2020, the answer to the barbecue mystery began to emerge. That is when Miss Blondie received a communication from a lady who had lived in this house for several years starting in 1978. Here is a slightly edited version of her story. Before George and Eva occupied the house next door, Bob and Marlo lived there. They had 4 children. Bob was a bricklayer by trade. My mom and Marlo worked together at the Emporium. This tidbit has nothing to do with the story, just that Bob and Marlo were good neighbors and friends just like George and Eva came to be. Bob built the grill when he lived in the house next door. After George and Eva moved in, they gifted it to my dad. George, Dad, and my brother Gary moved it, dragged it for what I understand, down to our property where it resides by the back deck to this day. Both Fuzzy and Miss Blondie were amazed when they read the history of the barbecue. The thought of 3 men moving that massive brick structure over 100 yards without it being broken in any ways was just as amazing to them as to learning how the pyramids of Egypt were constructed. So, there it is. Historical research and a serendipitous communication solved the problem of how Serendipity Farmhouse has such a wonderful brick barbecue.
Well, it does look a lot better. Yeah.
Look at all the work I did.
Yeah, that's really good. That's excellent. So now we can finally use this old brick barbecue grill. I mean, this is a long story behind it, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful piece of craftsmanship. And yeah, it looks a whole lot better. Much, much better. Needs some plants down here, but yeah, you did a good job. Good job, Fuzz.
Well, for a change, Fuzzy didn't mess up this time, and Miss Blondie is happy. There will be peace and happiness in Serendipity Farmhouse this night.